Hi, I want to start just by explaining what a credit bank is. Basically, a credit bank is a database of courses and training programs that have been evaluated by academic experts. And they're programs and courses that are not normally recognized for transfer credit. You wouldn't find these in the BC CAT guide. We have a process for evaluating these courses and assigning an academic equivalency. The best known credit bank probably is the credit recommendation service run by the American Council on Education, if you're trying to find a reference point for this. The reason that we have a credit bank at TRU Open Learning is because the government said we should have one. And apparently the reason that they said we should have one is because of our legacy as being the BC Open University. And they had initiated a credit bank back as early as the mid-'80s. At this point, we're offering this service to organizations on a fee-for-service basis. The way it works is that we have a four-step process, again, modeled on the ACE credit recommendation service. First of all, we do a preliminary assessment. Is this training college-level learning? Are there clear learning outcomes? Are there adequate assessment processes? And are the instructors suitably qualified? If the preliminary assessment gives a green light, then the organization has to review whether they can meet our documentation requirements. Can they provide learning outcomes? Can they provide curriculum detail? Can they provide course materials? Can they provide examples of assessment instruments that have actually been used? Can they provide student evaluations of courses and instructor evaluations? If that's green, then we have two content experts who review the documentation that's been provided by the organization and do a site visit to the training site. In this case, of the Safeway agreement, the experts were open learning business tutors who are affiliated with other post-secondary institutions in BC, so it gives us just that much more academic oversight and confidence in our findings. Then there's the fourth step is approval. The assessors make a recommendation to me as the PLAR director. If I'm convinced that their recommendation is sound, then I forward it to the academic director who's responsible for that program area, and ultimately it's the academic director who approves and approves the credit recommendation. So now I'll pass it over to Arlette, and she can talk about it from the Safeway side.
So like everyone else, we are looking at succession planning and developing our strength in our management teams. So working in conjunction with Safeway's current training programs that we have, we promote continued education for further career advancement as well as self-development. Through our agreement with TRU, we also developed a PACE program where employees can submit for reimbursement upon approval for tuition and lodging, books, tuition. We want to prepare the company's workforce to meet future business challenges. So there are eligibility requirements that each employee or manager needs to meet prior to moving forward. Currently, we have two training programs that TRU looked at. One is the Retail Leadership Development Program. It's initially developed for assistant store managers who can lead Safeway into the future. So it's based on our leadership model, which is ACT, attitude, courage, communication, and thinking critically. So we take those skills and apply them to financials, human resources, communication, and leadership. And the second step to becoming a store manager would be passing ARCD, which is also looked at by TRU to build on what they've already learned, so in the RLD program as well as on the job. Sorry. Currently, we have different positions that can enter into the program, whether you're a management trainee, a second assistant, or a retail leadership trainee. So you can, regardless of the position of management you are at Safeway, can apply for consideration for the TRU program. And like I said earlier, you apply through the PACE program, which is reimbursement for tuition, and then apply to TRU. And then through Safeway's HR, we submit verification for the credits.
So this is the actual award that was made by our credit bank review. For retail leadership development, we award 15 credits with distributed as you can see. For employees who've completed the advanced retail career development process, we earn an additional 9 credits. So you can see almost a complete academic year worth of credits for this. We also looked at a store manager assessment process and mutually agreed with Safeway not to award credits for that, but allow people to submit portfolios for individual assessment. And Arlette's already referred to this. When an employee wants to withdraw the credits from the credit bank, the Safeway HR office has to send us a letter with a seal, a special seal, because we have to maintain the academic integrity and maintain the integrity of this as strongly as if they were transfer credits. And in fact, the Safeway employee would pay our transfer credit fee to withdraw these credits, just as if they were transferring from a community college. So I think we have 30 seconds. I just want to comment that Arlette put this together after a 38-hour trip back from Europe. And we had no chance to rehearse that. So, thank you. Yeah. They get credit. They get credits towards. We have a number of different business programs, and they can apply these credits towards the program, so they don't get a credential.